I'm Mike Vandermoss, he's Pete Doherty. We're talking about the Packers by position. Today we take a look at running backs. Pete, obviously the Packers are not bringing Ryan Grant back. They're going to go with what seems to be a running back by committee approach. Who do you think is going to get the most carries this year?
You would think it'll be James Starks. You know, he's the #1 going into camp. But, you know, even last year, you know, in part because Ryan Grant was here, but also in part because Starks had those ankle injuries. He only had 133 carries. So, you know, he's had those injury issues the whole time he's been here. So that's got to be a little bit of a concern to the Packers. But I would think he'll end up with the majority of the carries.
Doesn't seem that it's imperative the Packers have a all-pro running back. They don't seem that interested in maybe going after one either high in the draft or whether it be via trade, what have you. Does this offense function better without a top-flight running back? Does it do just as well with your...
Yeah, I wouldn't say better, but it's almost, you know, what's the use of spending a high draft pick and a lot of money on a great running back when, you know, there's only one football and you got the, you know, maybe the best quarterback in the game and maybe the deepest quality receiving core in the game. So you want the ball in their hands as much as possible. You know, teams have finite resources that they can use between draft picks and salary cap and actually cash on hand. So why put a ton of resources into running back when, you know, the majority of your talent's in the passing game and this is a passing league? So, I mean, look, they've got a 3rd rounder, a 6th rounder, and 3 undrafted guys as their halfbacks going into camp.
So is it almost more important to be a blocker than it is to be a runner in this offense?
It's kind of what Alex Van Pelt said when I talked to him at the last at that mini camp that ended the offseason. Asked him what the role was of running game when you have such a high octane passing game, and he said, well, first thing is you got to protect the quarterback, and that's a guy who's going to be, you know, he's worth $20 million a year based on what Drew Brees got. So it makes sense.
For Pete, I'm Mike. We're out.